everyone. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Kiam. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Kwadash. All praises and glory is due. My opening statements are: black is not a race. White is not a race, okay? Especially focusing on black, because you have a lot of our people, that is you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, they are so heavily hung up on that stupid ass term that they call black. And black isn't even a race. That's the crazy thing. You can talk about black people, black people, black people. That's not a fucking race. You have to excuse my French, right? I cursed even early into the video, so you already know that this video isn't getting monetized. Not like it actually was originally, but yeah, it is what it is, right? But like I said, black is not a race, but yet you have this racial classification that has been pushed by Esau Edom the world over, where every quote unquote sub-Saharan African person or somewhere or people that descend from that region is considered black, which of course, like I said, not a race, but in fact is a byword and a proverb. So what I'm going to do is I want to get the definition of all of these. This is a Wikipedia article going into exactly what black people are, okay, or what the term black means when it comes to human beings, okay, because we already know what the term means and we know what proper terms to use rather than black, because at the end of the day, no group of people are actually black. In other words, the skin color that they have is not actually black, but rather different shades of brown. And I will say this earlier into the video. You have historically how Jake, right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians were always compared to and were always called black and are always referred to as black. Case in point, the Moors, right? And how our people have always been called black, the Moors, Niger, so on and so forth. While at the end of the day, that is more of a skin color, or is more of a classification of color, even though we're not even black than a race. It is not a race. You cannot identify as black, okay? And you sure as well can't identify as African or African American either, because these are not ethnicities, these are not races, okay? So now black is the racialized class, and like I said before, black is not a race. And the reason is that you jakes out here in the world, man, you allow Esau Edom to set the standards for which you operates in this kingdom, right? I'm trying to look for the perfect term, the proper term, but really, Esau Edom is the one that controls the entire narrative of a lot of these jakes that are in the world, their lives, and how they associate with each other and how they refer to themselves. You know, basically, everything that you do in this kingdom is operated and controlled by Esau Edom, all the way down to the philosophies and the mindset you adopt. That's why you are still under this devil and you are still in this you are still in Babylon the Great, okay, rather than as you should, as men of the Lord, as it's like not men of the Lord, but as Hebrew Israelites, get your standards, get your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and your discipline and your conduct from the scriptures. So, like I was saying, black is a racialized classification of people, usually a political or and skin color based category for specific populations with a mid to dark brown complexion. Not all people considered black have dark skin. And that already shows you right there that even in the classification, even when you use the term black, it's already showing a lot of confusion, because you have jakes that don't have even black skin at all, right? You have people that don't have any black skin but are still considered black, like say for example the rapper Logic. even though he could, even though he could pass for an Edomite, he's still considered black. Or Drake, the rapper, his son, right, Adonis, even though he could pass for white, he is still considered black. But let's continue reading. In certain countries, often is socially based systems of racial classification in the Western world. The term black is used to describe hold on. The term black is used to describe persons who are perceived as dark-skinned compared to other populations. It is most commonly used for people of sub-Saharan African ancestry, indigenous Australians, and Melanesians, though it has been applied in many contexts to other groups and is no indicator of any close ancestral relationship whatsoever. Indigenous African societies do not use the term black as a racial identity outside of influences brought by Western cultures, right? So basically, realistically, you only have the term black being used in a widespread manner within the West, right? You and it just shows you the reclassification of people and the complete destruction of or the confusion that is being pushed by the West, because it doesn't matter what you are or what your actual race or ethnicity or culture is. Once you go to the West, you'll be classified under that category of black, and all that other stuff you had concerning your culture and your ethnicity gets thrown away. But you have to understand something. The so-called black people that live in Babylon the Great, or that live in the Western world for the most part, the vast majority of them aren't black, but rather Israelites, because that is what a true race is. Because race ultimately is nationality, okay? And this, of course, applies, also to the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native Americans and Seminole Indians, right? But you have a lot of crossover between the Native American and Seminole Indians and the African Americans, so-called African Americans, or so-called Black Americans, right? So it still applies to all of our people, both Northern and Southern Kingdom, right? Because I'm focusing on Black because I want to focus on the Southern Kingdom. Latino is also not a race; it's actually a language. That's what they call themselves. They call themselves Latin, Hispanics or Latin American. That's not even a race. That's a language. It's not an ethnicity either. It's a language. Spanish and Latin are both languages. What I want to do is I want to get the I believe what I wanted to. And I forgot what I actually wanted to get. I believe when I wanted to get what the definition of the word black, and you see definition, and I've already done this before, right? You watch that movie Malcolm X, and you see that even in the movie you had that guy that basically showed Malcolm X the definition of black in prison, right? So this is the definition of black: having the very dark color of the night sky or the eyes pupil of the color black, right? And like I said, and even the Wikipedia article said the same thing. And there are no people on the earth that are actually black, okay? And of course, the Wikipedia article didn't say that, but it said that, black people are called black, even though they have, you know, ranges of skin tone. And the darkest black person has just a dark brown skin tone, ranging from brown to lighter skin tones. Notice that they never said black because the pigment of our people, right? Your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and even the Hamitic tribes, right, that are also, lumped together with Jake. And that shows you the next reason why black is not a race, man, because the amount of people, right, the amount of different cultures and actual races that are lumped together under the term of black, right? Because it's not just Jake that are being referred to as black; it's also, the Hamites as well, the sons of Ham, and even if you read that Wikipedia article, it even goes as far as to say the Aboriginal Australians, And also you have Melanesians, which we believe are the are Japhetic peoples, are also considered black. Okay, so I continuing on with this definition. Black, or less commonly black, of or relating to any of the various population groups of especially African ancestry, often considered as having dark pigmentation of the skin, but in fact having a wide range of skin colors, right? And it just shows you that the terminology of black is just so, ignorant and baseless, right? And really, like I said, it's a byword because of all the definitions that we read, even the definitions have to admit that, that term doesn't make any sense because it's not just dark skinned people that are considered black, but all manner of skin colors, all ranging from a very light brown to a very dark brown. Black has not been mentioned once as part of the skin color of these people. So continuing on, of or relating to black people, and often especially to African American people or their culture, right? So that's basically what is being pushed as black. When you think of black people, you are thinking of Jake in Babylon the Great, and those are the ones that are considered, black people, right? And also and also all the people that also look like them as well, which once again shows you that it is a byword, it is a proverb because the term black, right? And they want to show it here. Okay, this is one. Okay, now they are, you have to go a little bit down, but they are showing you, and this is the reason why in this truth we consider the term black a byword and a proverb. Really, it's a slur. Okay, so black, the fourth definition: dirty, soiled, characterized by the absence of light, reflecting or transmitting little to no light. Serve, and this is another one: old, thoroughly sinister or evil, wicked, right? And the example: when the king heard of this black deed, in his grief and rage, he denounced relentless war against his barons, indicative of condemnation or discredit. Heavy, serious, connected with or invoking the supernatural and especially the devil. And as we are reading, I hope you've noticed that. I hope you've noticed the positive terms that are associated with the word black. Psych. N- no, no, you haven't heard any positive terms. These are all negative connotations that are attached to the word black. And a lot of you jakes, you don't understand the power of words, right? Semantics and the way that Esau Edom has applied them in this kingdom. Because part of the blessings that Esau Edom had received is also the power to deceive, you know, and that's why you are seeing all manner of deceptions that have never been considered before, including how these devils deceive through speech, right? I don't want to go there. And there's a priest I'm thinking about, by a good word and fair speeches, deceive the heart of the simple. But that's going into something else. And let me just go to that just to show you what I'm talking about. So this is right here. This is talking about jigs that are bugged out, jigs that are, like outside, jigs that don't have the truth in them, that the spirit isn't dealing with, rather than Edomites. Romans 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, but their own belly, and by good word and fair speeches deceive the heart of the simple. So let me get these precepts. Drawn swords. So this is it right here. So this is the book of Psalms 55, verse 21. The word of his mouth was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right, and like I said, this is the deceit that Esau Edom pushes, by way of his speech, okay, by using these words to and attaching it to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes Latinos and Native American Indians, specifically so-called Negroes, because now the term black is now has no positive connotations and nothing positive, nothing good associated with it. But you see all these negative things that are associated with it, devoid of light, dangerous, evil, wicked, right? And it also applies to the so-called Latinos and the Native American Indians too, because you also have the Afro Latinos, right? And those guys are considered black, you know, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, right? You have a lot of Latinos that you have a lot of Latinos that could treat them just pass for the Southern Kingdom because we are a melanated people, right? So this term really does actual, this term really is a byword to all of our people, not just the Southern Kingdom. But let's continue it now to get the definition of this word, semantics, and it reads the study of meanings, the historical and psychological study and classification of the changes in the signification of words or forms viewed as factors in linguistic development, right? And this is the reason why I use the term semantics because now you see that in this kingdom, Esau, it often changes the meaning of words, right, in order to sow even more confusion. So words don't mean what they originally meant, and these devils they usually change the meaning of words in order to sow more deceits. Okay, and that's how black meant it went from that's how black was placed upon our people because it was meant to represent all that negativity and put it on us, right? Not they didn't use the term brown, they didn't use the term dark skin, they didn't use that they just put black on our people, man. And yeah, Jake is still running around talking about I'm proud to be black, pro black, this and that, right? Trying to quote unquote retake, reclaim a byword and a proverb, and that's not how that works. And you can see that, and that's evidenced by the fact that you currently see how so many people are grieved by so-called black culture. I'm talking about how this is what black culture promotes. This is what so-called black culture promotes. This is what so-called black culture pushes. Hip hop and rap. And you see what Candace Owens is saying about so-called black culture right now. You see what P Diddy is also doing with so-called black culture. And now this just seeing that this what's that I'm looking for? Right, that these categories, okay, or rather this term, is how it negatively affects our people. But more important than that, like I said before, black is not a race; it is a color, and you can't use you can't use color to determine a race because. And let me go to this. And I finally remember what I was trying to Google. What I was trying to Google was the etymology of the word race. But like I said, black is not a race, it's a color, okay? And this also shows you the semantics of Esau Edom because this devil turned a color into a race. And then just immediately was like, oh, let's just group all these people, over 1 billion people, and just call them by that color, even though these are different races, different nationalities, different ethnicities, different cultures, right? So let's get this term race. And it reads the act of running, late Old English, also race, a narrative and account, an act of swift running, a hurried attack, but that's not what we're looking for. And this is going into running. So this is the right that's what I'm talking about here. And this is what we're looking for here. People of common descent, 1560s, people descended from a common ancestor, class of persons allied by common ancestry. In French, race, earlier raza, race, breed, lineage, family, possibly from Italian raza, which is of unknown origin, cognate with Spanish raza, Portuguese racha. Etymology say it has no connection with the Latin radix root, though they admit this might have influenced the tribe, nation, sense, and race wars. So basically, Right now, to read out that just to say this that if like you read, is going into nation, right? Tribe, and if you go to the root word for the word nation, it goes back to the, I think it's either Greek or Latin word nato, which means born. Okay, so like I said, black is not a race, okay? It's just a color. The true race of you so-called black people in Babylon the Great are Israelites, you know, Israelites, most likely from the tribe of Judah, okay? But the true race is Israelite according to the scriptures. That's your true race. That's your true nationality. Because a little while back, you had some of these Christians that were asking, why is it that GMS is always talking about what's your nation, what's your nation, what's your nation? Well, you see the reason why now. Because you have so many of our people that are moving out here with these false identities. Because that's exactly what the term black, Latino, Native American, Seminole, that's what those terms represent. False identities, right? So what do you identify yourself as? Oh, well, I'm Puerto Rican. Wrong. You are an Ephraimite from the nation of Israel. That's your true race, your true nationality, right? It's not a matter of, oh, I black, black power, Ungawa, right? Oh, black, black, black. No, black is not a race, it is a byword, it is a proverb, right? Something that is supposed to be used as an insult to our people. Like I said, a slur. So this is the book of Lamentations 2 verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Surely this is the day that we have looked for. We have found, we have seen it. Right. And they come against our people. Speaking of really Esau Edom right now, with, like I said, Bibles and Proverbs, like black, for example, which is once again, it is not a race, it is a color, okay? And the true race of you so called black Americans, right, or black people, right? The true race, the true nationality, for the most part, are Hebrew Israelites, okay? And this, of course, goes back to the curses. Thou shalt be a byword and a proverb in the land wherein Yahweh Ba'asham Yawashai shall scatter thee. Let me get that. So this is the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. And let me see if I can get the definition right of the words, or that's like not the definition but the concordance for the word byword, because I already know what the proverb is. So the word here is sha na sha shanya shanya shanyana shanayana. Hold on, let me just look at this one. Shanan, this is Shanan. Shawa, Shanan. Okay, so this is the word for byword, sharp cutting word, taunt, gibe. So basically, like sharp word, words that cut, you know, sticks and stones type of situation. This is an insult, a word that is supposed to be spoken against you, right? To mock you, to taunt you. And that's exactly what the word, say black or say Latino or say Native American Indian, because you go back to the word Latino, that's just based on the fact that the Southern Kingdom was conquered by the Spanish, right? And that's the reason why you have the so-called Latinos right now, they're all speaking Spanish as their language, right? Completely devoid of the history of who they are as a people, which is once again the Hebrew Israelites. The same thing with the Native American Indians, and you see, especially with Native American Indians, with these Catholic schools that Esau was pushing Gad and Reuben into. You see how these devils use their, like I said, these devils use um deceit, right? Whether it's semantics and changing the language, or push off, indoctrinating you with wacky-tacky plantation Christianity in order to cause you to forget your true heritage, your true nationality, your true race. Okay, and that's exactly what they did, and the same thing was done to southern kingdom. So Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, by giving you that classification in, I believe it was 19, well, let's just say the, yeah, okay, that's like I was saying. And that was the 17th century, right, with the invention of whiteness. And the elder Malcolm always goes into this. And during that time, the term black was also invented. I think that was 16th ish something. And that was when you had your anti-miscegenation laws, where basically you couldn't marry somebody of quote unquote another race, but really was another skin color. But that's why you had this, skin color being classified into race thing. And you also had, yeah, there's a lot of things that went into it, but basically the crux of this video is just simply black is not a race, white is not a race, and race actually represents nationality. Okay, so with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh, Basham, Rakakwada, Shua, Abad, Babal, Shalom.